Okay, we're back again. What I forgot to say that with the company Fashion Queen, which is a third party I ordered this at Amazon Prime, but the company, like I said, came from Fashion Queen. That's a third party, and it was delivered by DHL, and it was a fast delivery. The good thing I like about with Amazon Prime is that I needed this here within 2 days. So I ordered it here on Monday, and on Wednesday, DHL delivered it to my house. And that's the good thing about ordering from Amazon. All my stuff came on time with no problems. Some of the supplies came from the United States Postal Service with no problems. That's a good thing I like about Amazon Prime, because if there's a problem or anything, you could call them on the phone and they will find out what's the situation or the status, and your stuff will be delivered right away on time. Anyway, what I forgot to tell you guys is about these pins. They're called T-pins. What the purpose of these T-pins is to hold these here in place, which I did right here. I wanted to show you something about this here from Fashion Queen. It's a Brazilian, number 613, straight. You see how this closure is? If you can look closely. Normally, I would have to bleach this to make it close to my skin, and even put like some kind of dye, like use RIT or some browning solution, so it can look close like the scalp. But I don't have to. But I know that once I start to dye it, I'm going to have to use something to cover it so it can keep in place, or probably bleach it. So that's the good thing I like about this here, that the closure is already preconditioned, pre-colored. So I'm going to tack it here. If I can put it inside here. And I'm going to tack this here. See how I have it in place? I have my closure. What I do is I put the closure inch below the head, which is like this. And now I'm going to start stitching up the hair. I'm going to show you how the way I stitch the hair. I'm going to see if we can get it close, a little bit closer. Here's my needle, and my thread is already attached. Okay, I'll just put the hair in here, in this little loop part right here, as you can see. I try to make a knot. And I just turn it around a couple of times, and there goes my knot. And then I just keep on sewing the hair. As long as it's in place. See? Keep on sewing the hair. I hope you guys can see this. Try to be as close as possible as I can. The good thing about this, I noticed about the spandex, it has a landmark, like the stitching. So it kind of like helps me. It's like my guide. That helps me so I can know that I'm putting the closure in place, and I'm also adding on the hair properly. And this here, by the way, is a Remy here. Remy it has part virgin, natural, and it's not synthetic. This type of hair, it's added on, so it's not virgin. Virgin, you know, the word virgin means not tamed or tapered. But in this situation, I found out it was Remy hair, but it can dye. It can wash, and it's last resistant. This is my first time using this here, so as I go along with the dyeing and show you the dye and everything, I can tell you whether this is a good hair to dye and so forth. So, yeah. Make sure that the hair is in place. And you see how the stretching is of the elastic? Excuse me. My stand is not so sturdy. I have to get a new stand. See? And not at the end part. See? As you can see the stitching, I was in place. Okay. That's how I can tell that everything is in part. And then whatever you do for this side, you do for the middle side and the opposite side. But in this situation, I want to show you how I attach to the back of the hair. So I'm going to leave the front side alone temporarily, and I'm going to show you how I do the back of the hair. You can see. Okay. I'm going to use the 20 inches because it's going to be the base, the back piece of the hair. And you know, this hair is usually, some hair you could tell when it's fake. I have, you know, sometimes, I don't know if I'm allergic or anything, especially with fake hair and synthetic hair. Synthetics hair, for some reason, it makes me itch. So, for me not itching, they know that this hair is good quality hair so far. They have this tight rope on it. Trying to cut it off. See the tight rope? I always keep these rubber bands. I guess I have to cut it off. If you have any comments or anything, you can put it, scroll down and subscribe to my channel. Just give me the support, you know, thumbs up. Please, no thumbs down. And see how the hair is? Easy to detangle. Very good. In place. And like I said, I put it on my skin, no problem. So I take, this is the back part of the hair. So I take the front of the hair, which is this right here, and I take a pin. Usually some stylists, I see them add the hair around and around and around. But I noticed that when you're using colored hair, especially with blonde hair, doesn't matter if it's 27, 681, or 613, the quantity, and quantity is how much you're getting from the hair, not quality. Quality is dealing with texture, style, and so forth. Quantity is the amount. Sometimes you get not fairly the amount you have. Some hair manufacturers do that because their way is to try to skimp it so you can add more hair so it costs more money. But with this company, Fashion Queen, I noticed they have a good fair amount of hair and they give you a very good quantity of the hair, which is good about that. So that's a plus what I get from this company. So kudos to Fashion Queen hair company. So I will attach it right here. You see? I want you guys to see this because I think it's very important. So I take my T-pins. If I have any more T-pins. Excuse me for a second. I got some T-pins. And I try to style the hair like I'm styling my clients. So, and it gives me good experience too. So you see, I take the T-pin and I tack it on right here. I hope you can see it right here, because I want you guys to see, because it's very important. That's the important part. And I tack it on there. And the same way how I stitch the hair, like I did in the front, is the same way how I'm doing this. I make sure. And I do a folding method, that after I install the hair with the thread, I just measure it with my fingers like this, as you can see. And then I install with the needle thread again. And I just keep on doing it until I'm finished. So I'm going to show you later on how I finish installing the hair with this 20 inches. And then I'm going to show you how I install with the rest of the inches. So just stay tuned. And thank you for coming to my channel.